接下来我们要请到是在海外的伙伴，这是有着人生胜利组称号的阮玉南芳。他其实毕业于牛津大学的经济管理学系哦，而且其实他一毕业就在国际知名的投资银行上班，是人人称羡的工作跟职等。但是因为他想要寻找往自己内心更好生活的方式，所以他毅然决然辞职，然后离开了英国。不过我其实很好奇，因为我们拍了一段访问，到底是什么样的原因让他加入 New Skin， 又是如何透过社群商机的威力，让这个阮玉南芳找到自己想要的生活？一起来听听他的分享。
Good morning, New Skin Taiwan. My name is Phương, and I am from Vietnam. I am happy and excited to join you today, and I'd like to thank New Skin Taiwan for inviting me. You know, I haven't built any business in Taiwan at all, so why am I here today? That's because the New Skin business has been such a big blessing in my life. Whenever the company asks me to do anything, I never say no. So my love for New Skin is big enough. How about you, my dear friends in Taiwan? Why are you here today? I hope that's because you have a desire to take both your business and your life to the next level. I hope that desire is big enough so that we can share a valuable learning session together today. A little bit about myself. I was born in an ordinary family, but my parents worked very hard. And by the time I was in high school, my family has become much more comfortable. At the age of 16, I was sent to the UK to study. I spent 7 years at A-level in college, and then in 2008, I graduated with a bachelor degree in economics and management from the University of Oxford, one of the top 3 universities in the world. And then I had 3 years working as a management trainee at a top investment bank in London. Now, by traditional social standards, I have made it, right? I've had a prestigious degree, I've had a position at a top bank, and I could just focus on working and then becoming a British citizen, and then I would be set for life. But after 3 years working in the bank and living in London, I realized an important lesson. That this way of life was stable, but it was very low in quality. It was stable because every month I received a salary. Same time, same date. I know it would be there in my bank account. But low in quality because I was working 12, 14 hours a day in the office. 7 a.m. in the office, 8 p.m., sometimes 9, 10 p.m. back home. You know, I was surviving on hamburgers and fried chicken and all sorts of just low quality deliveries. And by the weekend, I was so exhausted that I just wanted to be alone in misery. I didn't even have the heart to call my parents back in Vietnam. So I started to doubt if this was really a good lifestyle. It was so different and opposite compared to what I've always thought since I was little. And everybody around me was congratulating me for having such a stable lifestyle, and yet I was stressed and unhappy. And then the moment of truth came in 2011. In the summer, my mom came to the UK to visit me, and we planned to go see Glee, the musical, together. It was an American TV show that we both loved, and the cast actually had a live concert, and they had a global tour, and they had a stop at London. So I've made the booking months and months in advance, and my mom came. We were both very excited to go see the concert together. And then on the night of the concert, as I was about to leave the office, my boss came to my desk with an urgent assignment, and he asked me to finish it before tomorrow morning. I had no choice, or at least I thought I had no choice, and I just thought I could never say no to my boss. Apparently, I could say no to my mom, not my boss. So I had to ask a friend to come pick my mom up, take her to the concert. So my mom went to the concert with a friend of mine. She came back from the concert at 11 p.m. and I was still in the office. I wasn't done. So she sat outside of the office. I still remember on the steps of the St. Paul's Cathedral near my office and waited for me. I came out of the office at 1 a.m. in the morning. We caught the last bus home. And on the bus ride, my mom looked at me, and I still remember vividly. And she said, you know, this doesn't seem like the kind of life that we searched for when we sent you to the UK 10 years ago. And that's when I decided to quit everything. Several months later, I packed up and I returned to Vietnam. I even gave up the opportunity to get a British citizenship. I felt that even a prestigious citizenship would not guarantee a quality life. Only a smarter strategy does. And I wanted to find that smarter strategy back in Vietnam, because normally that's where all the opportunities are when an economy is still developing. Now, that was my decision and my situation back in 2011. Back then, the internet was not as booming as it is today. And so the good news for you is it doesn't really matter where you are today. If you want to grasp a new opportunity, they are online. You don't have to fly from one country to another. Wherever you are and whatever you're doing right now, you can just take a new opportunity right from the comfort of your own seat. Coming back to Vietnam, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew that I wanted a more balanced, all-rounded life. You know, a career that was not only rewarding, but also meaningful. And I wanted to create some good value in life. And so I tried out many different things. I did import and export for a state-owned company for a while. And then I opened a little bookstore because I really liked writing and I also liked good books. So I thought, oh, maybe I will write about good books and then I can sell books. I also did freelance interpretation for international seminars and conferences in Vietnam. I was also a project manager for an international art organization. I was doing all sorts of things to find out what really fulfills my lifestyle. And while I was doing all that, my mom joined Nu Skin. Now, my mom has always been a fiery entrepreneur. She spent 40 years doing business. She's been through 19 different jobs and industries, and she has always grasped the latest trends and opportunities on the market. And I, on the other hand, was very shy and timid, and I didn't like talking to strangers. So I always thought that I'd never be able to do what my mom has always done. So when she asked me to join Nu Skin, I refused. And I remember I just told her straight up. I said, Mom, I would never be a salesperson like you are. I just can't do it. So please stop asking me to join Nu Skin. But my mom didn't really care about rejections. She would just drag me along to events and meetings. And so I had a gradual exposure to Nu Skin. The first time we met our upline from the States, I came along to translate for her. I saw them doing product demos and I wasn't interested. As you can see, I'm not really a beauty product lover. The second time, she invited me to the opening ceremony of Nu Skin Vietnam, and that was back in February 2013. I came and I saw on stage a Thai speaker who also graduated college from the States, and then he also worked for a famous investment bank in New York before he came back and joined Nu Skin in Thailand. Even though I just came to take photos for my mom, I became a little curious, and I started to think, wow, if this ex-banker can do Nu Skin, then maybe it's not so different from my past, and maybe I can do it too. And so the third time was Lunar New Year. And you probably know, Lunar New Year or Chinese New Year, we're all at home. So my mom called me over to her room and showed me a text message. It was from the bank, and it showed the monthly commission payment from Nu Skin Vietnam. Now, my mom was a diamond executive back then, and her commission was 5 times my income back then. And I was so shocked, I was blown away. I asked her, wow, what I saw you did was a lot of coffee appointments, a lot of facial massages, and then a lot of fun group photos. You seem to be having fun all the time. And so, why is the company paying you this much? What exactly are you doing? Tell me. And that was the day that I became interested in the business. In October 2013, my mom and I went to Salt Lake City in Utah in the States, and we joined 17,000 people there for the global convention of that year. And that's where we saw a new vision and a new mission. I remember on the recognition evening, I saw a family being recognized as Circle of Excellence 1, and they were 3 generations on stage. The couple who did Nu Skin, their parents, and then their son and daughter. And so my mom and I turned and looked at each other, and we were both crying a little. We just felt and we just knew that this must be a worthy business. Otherwise, no parents would want to pass something bad to their children. And so that was the day that I officially joined Nu Skin, not just with a contract and an account number, but with my whole heart and my whole mind. And so my mom and I came back from the convention with a whole new vision and a whole new commitment. When I joined in 2013, I saw a limitless opportunity. The internet allows us to connect globally, and the company allows us to earn income globally. We know a lot of famous companies, right? And they are all global. But how many of them actually allows us to earn income globally? And so the internet and Nu Skin is actually a perfect combination. And the company allows me to realize the true potential of the internet. I also saw a smart business strategy. In business, there are risky and costly components like market research, product development, manufacturing, supply chain, logistics and shipping, legal and procedures. And then we have the profitable components like marketing and sales and customer service. And here, Nu Skin has already taken care of everything that is risky and costly. And it leaves business partners like you and I to do only the profitable components. There was a moment when I felt this really clearly. I was in Hawaii attending a presidential director trip with the company when a friend of mine in Australia texted me on Facebook, and she said, hey, I just saw the new facial cleanser from Nu Skin, and it seems like a great product. Can I get one to give to my friend as a birthday present? Now, could you imagine if I were doing a traditional business? How long and how hard would it be for me to fulfill that order, right? Because my business is in Vietnam. I was in the States and my friend was in Australia. If this was a traditional business, I would have to text my colleagues in Vietnam. I have to say, hey, I have a customer in Australia. Please take care of the order. 12 hours later, my colleagues in Vietnam wakes up, and I don't think anybody would want to wait 12 hours just to receive an order confirmation. But let's assume we still have that customers, right? So the customer agrees to buy the product. Now, how about the product side? Can my friends and my colleagues take the facial cleanser, which is just a little bigger than the iPhone, to the post office to send to Australia? Yes, they can, but it requires a lot of documents and certificates, and they have to fill in a lot of forms, right? And that's not to mention customs in Australia. One time, I bought a Bluetooth headphones. It was sent to me from overseas, and I think Vietnam's customs kept it for like a month. And they sent me emails and emails asking me about the make, the model, even the materials of the product. I'm like, I don't know what the earphone is made of. So anyway, I sent back the email, and then they asked me to pay additional taxes before I could receive the earphone a month later. So that's a lot of hassle, and that's only the product side. How about the money side? How are we going to get the money from our customers? Bank transfer, that also requires a lot of documents and invoices. Card payment, actually that requires a website with an online payment function and is actually very expensive. I think your transaction has to be hundreds of thousands of dollars a month in order for you to maintain such a website. Maybe they can send the money through PayPal or Western Union, but who's going to pay the 2% or the 3% transaction fee? So you see, global business is possible nowadays, but it's only worthwhile if we have a highly efficient platform that takes care of all the little bits and pieces that are risky and costly and time consuming. And the Nu Skin platform is such a highly efficient platform. You know, with my friend in Australia, in about a minute, she created a customer account on the Nu Skin Australia website. And then in another minute, she placed an order directly with Nu Skin Australia, paid with her credit card on Nu Skin Australia website. 2 days later, Nu Skin Australia sent the device to my friend, and they would also take care of the first year or the first 2 years warranty. And a month later, Nu Skin Vietnam paid me the commission for that transaction. This is the kind of smart strategy that in the last 8 years has allowed me to build a global business from the comfort of my own home. Speaking about social media, to me, the true power of social media is that it allows any one of us to become our own broadcast station. You could be a radio station, you could be a magazine, you could also be a television channel. You can use text, images, video, whatever your strength is, whatever you like, to share your message to the world and to attract your own following. I'd like to share with you that the latest trend of the world is micro segmentation. Before, we can have broad categories or broad segments like supplements and skincare. But today we have really micro niche, really mini micro segments like scientific and convenient skincare products for introvert, tech-savvy millennials. That's me. So, Netflix, for example, they have about 600,000 different ways to label movies. That's the kind of micro-segmentation world that we're living in today. And even though it sounds small, right? Because micro is really small, that's still hundreds of thousands of people on social media, all connecting globally through the internet and all sharing the same values and the same worldviews. An important principle I'd like for you to remember is that social media is only a tool. It is there for us to reach and connect and touch and serve customers. And so in order to do that, we must understand the digital customer journey. Normally, a customer journey has about 4 stages, and this understanding will allow you to organize and strategize your activities online. Now, first, the customer needs to be aware of our existence. Second, they will research and then consider, evaluate our offerings and our products and see which solution is right and best for them. And then third, they decide to buy, the purchase stage. And then fourth, they receive care and service from business entrepreneurs like us. If you understand the psychology and the needs of the customer at each of the stage, you can then design all of your online events, such as BOMs, team gatherings, product demos, for example, product expos, maybe meet and greets, any kind of event that you can imagine online to then connect and build trust and then explore the needs and then give the customers the solutions that serves them best. For example, most of us are now working online instead of meeting face to face. And on an online environment, people need more time to trust before they make a decision. So our team no longer does an hour-long BOM. Instead, we do a 5-day BOM model. Every day we do an hour, and so throughout the week, the customers or the prospects see a lot of faces, they hear a lot of stories, They have the time to gradually understand the concepts and feel the culture. And so at the end of the week, the prospects can then have more confidence to make the decision to join. So, the possibilities are endless if you just put the interest of the customer first. Learn from them, talk to them, try and understand them. Then you will always know how to touch their hearts and then to enroll them into our business opportunity and into our product opportunity. If I have to look back, the amazing thing about the Nu Skin journey is that nobody has an unfair advantage. It doesn't matter who you are or your position in life or your experience, your background, your family situation before Nu Skin. It doesn't matter because we're all starting from the same starting line. We're all learning to do business in a new way, and we're all learning to pursue a new lifestyle. So each of us, we have to go through our own personal growth as well as personal transformation. So I made plenty of mistakes at the beginning. I thought that logic was more important. I thought that I had to use big words, to make the opportunity sound grand in order to attract people. I tried to convince and persuade people. Whatever you do is wrong. Your lifestyle will not lead you anywhere. You have to join Nu Skin. Nu Skin is the right way, la la la. And so I tried to win arguments all the time. Basically, I was putting myself first. And I was putting my prospects, my customers, the audience last. And I used to write long, boring posts on Facebook, just talking about what I have, never talk about what the audience wants to hear. So it was a very painful start for me. I made a lot of mistakes. I lost several friends along the way. And thanks to those painful experiences, I now have valuable lessons that I can pass on to my downlines. One of the biggest things that I did was to put down my ego and then to really understand that this is a people business. And so it's not about me. It's about people. It's about the person opposite me. It's not about how good the opportunity is. It's about what value it can bring to the other person. So I can now learn from my failures and I can teach my downlines, right? How to talk to people, how to connect and understand people, that feelings are more important than logic. People don't really care how much you know until they know how much you care. It always sounds like a great saying, but it's the truth. I also know how to teach my downlines to write very effective content on Facebook. Short, concise, storytelling, more than just listing out information. Personal, with personal perspectives and feelings and stories. And then end with a call to action. Another big lesson of mine is the true power of consistency. Now, before I relied on personal talent, I was quite quick and sharp, and I can do things faster than people. So I always think that on social media, I just have to find one big great idea, right? I just need to have one single great post. And that would create a huge wave and it will attract a lot of people to me. But social media is not like that. It is a platform of constant update. So it's much better and much more effective to post regularly. You need a fixed schedule, you need some sort of repeated topics, and you just have to post non-stop, regularly, constantly. You just have to post whether you're happy or you're sad, whether you like it or you don't like it. Consistency is personal discipline. And I saw it clearly. I used to write really good posts and I can have hundreds of likes. But one day I turned around and I saw my mom who's on the road with me and she's like chatting all the time. I'm like, Mom, why are you chatting all the time? I've seen you chatting these past few weeks. And she says, I don't know, people having inboxing me, people having sending me inbox and messages and they want to buy products and they want to join the team. I'm like, what? You're creating more results than I do, and I think my posts are actually better than yours. My content so much better and so much more creative than yours, and why are you having so much more results than me? And my mom said, the only thing that I did was I post every single day. I don't see you do the same thing. I was so embarrassed, and that's when I realized consistency will always triumph and will always win talent. And so consistency is also the factor that allowed some of my downlines who come from much lesser backgrounds than I do achieve the same results like me. And in some exceptional cases, we have, presidential director platinum in our teams who come really from nothing, but with consistency, they've achieved even higher results than I did. So the Nu Skin journey and my growth on social media has been a complete eye-opening experience for myself. I have grown so much, both professionally and personally. And I believe this is what the company means when they said, discover the best you. It means embark on the journey, take the trip, find your own true self. Discover not the surface things like houses and cars and glamorous lifestyle, but instead find the true warmth, the meaning, the humanity, the humility inside of you. I hope my sharing has opened up new horizons for you. I hope it gives you some inspirations, and I hope it sets up some foundation so that you can shine and become your own true self. Because in the end, authenticity is what really wins over both the hearts and the minds of the people around you. For the last 8 years, my parents and I have enjoyed a great quality of life thanks to Nu Skin. My father is now 68. My mother is 65 and I am 35. And very few people out there can guess our real age. But it's not just about the skin or the health. We have complete control over our time and our financial. And every single day we live a life full of joy and gratitude and service. And that's why to me, Nu Skin is not just a business opportunity, but it is a lifestyle that cannot be traded with money. With the Nu Skin global platform and combined with social media, the sky is the limit. Nu Skin Taiwan, I wish you all the best. I hope you shine bright, and I hope to see you at the top. Thank you so much, and see you again.